All right, we are here with,
Marc Giordano.
and what did you do this weekend?
I got 17th place at the Philly Regional with pure Spright, or like Frog Spright, whatever you want to call
Frog Spright. Okay, now 2025 Frog Spright. This was a 10-round
it. Yeah, 10
regional,
rounds.
so basically a day one at a YCS.
Ridiculous.
Super long day, a lot of matches, and you went. What was your record?
I finished X2. My two losses were to U-Bell, and I'm very heavily misplayed against Mermail.
Mermail. Okay, so you just barely missed the top cut.
Yeah,
top eight.
if I had won the Mermail game, I probably would have made top 8.
Gotcha. Okay, well, still, congrats. It was a great
Thank you.
performance. It was, like I said, one of the bigger regionals in the country. And, yeah, let's just get into the list.
Cool. So you got your standard, your blues, your 3 jets,
Okay.
and then your 1 carrot and 1 red. Some people play the 2 red. You can opt for either one. I think 1 is perfect this format. You don't really want to see it. You always typically want to get it off of starter or gigantic. 1 gamma burst to get off of the jet, because this card will just straight up win games, especially when people aren't prepared for it. If you main it, because sometimes you can side it as well. The 3 starter, one of the best cards in the deck, just because it gets you access to your entire engine. And the double cross, which is typically what you're going to get going first if you have access to jet, because it gives you the double toad, it gives you the steel if you need it. It also can set up like the double Christian lock if they somehow out the first one. Beyond that, it's your standard nimble package: 3 beaver, 2 angler, and I'm playing the 1 foolish burial. This works in synergy with the angler, as well as 2 other cards that come up later in the deck, one of which is the ice barrier guy that when it hits the grave, it grabs the freezing chains, which is typically dumped by Swap Frog, but can also just be foolished or sprinted if you don't need to get it that way. The other card that you're going to grab with Foolish Burial is Soul Scissors. This card is almost existing specifically for Mosquito OTK. This card is really good. If you went through all of your Spright and swap names and you still need more bodies, this gives you 2 bodies in the battle phase, and really helps push OTKs with Mosquito. It didn't actually come up today. I don't think I mosquitoed anybody today, but normally this card is like the MVP. The worst card in the deck that I do not recommend playing was, I was testing this out, Fallen of Argyros. This was supposed to be some Malice, anti-Malice, anti-Ryziel tech, where if you go second against Malice, you plop this where the Cryptor is and they can't activate Cryptor. Or if you're going first against Ryziel, you just have this on your end board, and now during their turn, it can detach materials from any XEs on the field. But it never came up. It is just a generic extender that could be just a hand trap, or just cut down to 41 cards, because it was a 42. Okay. Beyond that is the 1 Angel Statue Azaroon that goes with the Silhouette Rabbit in the extra deck. And then for non-engine, we were just on 3 Ash, 3 Imperm, 2 talents and called by. I will never play 3 talents. 3 droplet, probably one of the other best cards in the deck, because it can just pitch any dud cards in hand to grave. Like pitching angler off droplet is so good. And Fua. A lot of people aren't maining Fua. I think it's just important. Like if you just shotgun Fua and draw, it typically weakens people's boards enough where you can just OTK with Gamma Burst, and it's just like really good.
Okay, so this was the main deck, and you said it was
42 cards. Could have been 41 without the Fallen of Argyros. That card did literally nothing.
Gotcha. All right, so you want to show the extra deck?
Sure. Almirage, it turns the Ice Barrier from a brick into a 1-card combo. Granted, you won't have Toad at the end, but it if you open just Ice Barrier with like 4 hand traps or 4 non-engine, this gives you full sprint into gigantic combo. Otherwise, the Ice Barrier is dead in hand. The 1 sprint just dumps your anglers, dumps your Soul Scissors, whatever you need. My favorite card in the extra deck, I love this card, Silhouette Rabbit. This was on every, like 95% of the end boards that I made were Silhouette Rabbit with Toad underneath it. And you just set the Azaroon trap. Getting the Solemn Strike beats both of the main meta decks. And it's just, it gives you the back row pop, which can come up. You can hit a cross, you can hit a Malice Trap if they don't activate them. Nightmare Phoenix and Nightmare Cerberus. Cerberus, they both came up today. Being able to discard from your hand to activate these effects is actually beneficial a lot of times. You can Cerberus, pitch Soul Scissors from hand, pop a card, and then the Soul Scissors will see it die and then come back out, and that's an instant gigantic right there. And they're also just nice for like clearing spot removal. We also have the obvious SP. You need that card. It's like that's basically just a Spright name. Really good. Goes well with the IP. And this was for D barrier. If I ever went second against a deck that was flipping D barrier, I could get 4 bodies on field easily, and then do like IP with like Phoenix or something, and then just make Avermax, which is really hard to out for anything that isn't named Malice. And then that's all the links for the XEs. There's the Mosquito for the Mosquito OTK, Mannequin Cat, another MVP. This turn's getting shifted into full combo. This turns a lot of any light or fairy decks into getting Christia locked, which is really good. And those were the 2 main uses for it, but those were like really good on their own. It also is an honorary gigantic, which we have 2 of. It's like your main guy. I don't really have to explain that one. Your Toad. Cat Shark came up a couple times today. It just makes gigantic massive, especially with Gamma Burst. It's lethal on its own with just those 2 cards. And Typhon. This card was hit or miss today. Every time I made it, I think I was already losing. So this could be cut for like, if you want to fit a Zeus package in, you probably could. Or it could just be more ranked 2s or link 2s.
Gotcha. Okay, so that's the extra deck, obviously 15. And then you want to move to the side.
We can get through this real quick. Your Christia for Mannequin Cat, almost specifically.
How many times did you lock somebody with this?
I think I Christia locked people probably 5 or 6 times. It was mostly against Ryzeal, Blue Eyes, and I did it against a Melodious player as well. It's just game on the spot. As long as they don't have something they can beat over it, you eventually just chip them down because they can't do anything to out it. Chaos Hunter.
So one of?
Yeah, it's one of Chaos Hunter. It's the same thing as the Christia. It's also the hand trap though. So against Malice, if you're going first, you went on Mannequin Cat. They special summon literally any of their darks, and you summon this out of the deck, and then you can protect it with the other stuff on your board, so they won't just get to Nightmare Cerberus it away. And it's basically just also an honorary copy of Lancia. I don't really have to explain that one. Just more anti-Malice tech. 3 Droll on the side. This could be moved to main. If you want to cut out some other stuff for it. It was this every time I saw this card, it probably won me that game because Trolls is really good against the decks that you would put it in for. I also didn't miss it every game, so maybe keep it inside. This is the, I guess, power spells if you want to call them. You got 1 Lightning Storm, 1 Sails Band, a Harpies, and a Change of Heart.
Why the 1 Sails Band?
Because I didn't have anything else to put there. These 2 are arguably mandatory. You could make this a 3rd Lightning Storm. This is just a flex spot. Change of Heart's nice. This also could have been like a 3rd Talents or something, or a Thrust. This could have been a Thrust package. But these are basically just 2 kind of side. This was Smashers at one point, which I never put in testing. So I just ended on 7th, but I didn't activate this once today. I just discarded it for another card effect. And then 3 Judgment in the end to just shore up any going first boards, games 2 and 3.
Gotcha. So do you have any shout-outs?
No, honestly, not really. This was mostly just me cooking at home. Maybe just a couple friends on like Discord or stuff, but maybe Cryptic, Phenom, I guess, as well. But for the most part, this was actually just like some homebrew that I've been cooking up over the past couple weeks.
Yeah, you've been playing the deck for a long time now.
Yeah, I've been playing Spright since it came out, but like this version, I actually really like this one a lot. I don't like not having Ronin Totem, but having the Ice Barrier is a close second, but the continuous spell kind of sucks, but you have to run it. It is nice to be able to pitch off Droplet, though. I didn't say that earlier. Setting up full combo and ending on Droplet, you just get 1 free send with the continuous spell.
Gotcha. But yeah, you said 17th at, the Philly Regional. It was 10 rounds. It was over 600 people. So it's definitely, a very strong performance from a deck that really isn't, considered tier 1 or, barely even tier rogue, 2. Yeah, barely rogue. So
it loses to a lot of the same things Ryzeal loses to, just slightly less. Like, I don't care as much about Ultimate Slayer because I'll have a bunch of links on. I'll have like 1 or 2 links on the board as well. Like, yeah, losing Toad sucks, but you have enough other stuff to not lose instantly. And if you can typically make that turn 3 or 4 crackback, you kind of just win.
Gotcha. All right, well, congrats on the top.
Thank you.
Or not the top, but the invite.
The close top.
The close top. And hopefully we'll, see you in another video soon. Thank you.